and welcome. My name is Ashley. This is a book review of Behind the Bar by Brittainy C. I'm going to just kind of lay it all out there, what my thoughts and feelings are, and you guys can go ahead and make your own judgments based off of that. The other thing I want to let you guys all know before we get started is that there's going to be spoilers in this. The only way I feel like it's fair to the book is if I express my opinions freely, and that's going to include spoilers. This book is about a young woman named Jasmine who wants to be a singer but gets a lot of pressure from her mother to be the very best, a triple threat, because her mother wanted to be a singer, but those dreams didn't come true because she ended up pregnant. I'm going to call Ray Jasmine's stepfather because he's been there for a large amount of her life, even though he never married her mother. So at some point, Ray and Jasmine convince her mother to let her go to public school, and that's where she's going to meet this boy, Elliot. She actually sees him on a street corner playing the saxophone, and that's how she gets intrigued by him, and then sees him at school where he is bullied. Now, that part of the story, though I don't love any kid being bullied, I'm okay with. The part of this book that I started to question whether or not I was going to enjoy it was where Brittainy makes the choice to have Jasmine essentially sell herself to ensure that Elliot doesn't get bullied anymore. And what I mean by that is that at first, Jasmine's going to agree to go to parties for the guy who's bullying Elliot so that he'll leave Elliot alone. And then as the book continues, you find out that she started kissing them and then went all the way to sex. And yes, Jasmine did it willingly, and she says it's only sex, but it doesn't take away the yuck factor of it. She takes it upon herself to make sure Elliot's not bullied, and he still gets bullied, which brings me to how Elliot's bullied. This book is very graphic about him having urine thrown on him, being covered in horse poop, being beaten up regularly, just very, very graphic. And then after all of that, Jasmine ends up having to move away because her mother cheats on Ray. After Jasmine moves away, things reach a whole new level with the bullying. And Elliot actually does go to his mother, who does go to the principal, because his bully, the main bully, threatens his sister. And I understand that that was his breaking point. I just don't understand how it got there. Anyways, the principal stands up for the bully. Things get really out of control. Elliot's in the back alley behind the bar, which is the name of the book. And he sits there listening to music. The bully and some friends show up, throw him in a dumpster. One of the bullies sit on the dumpster while the main bully beats up his sister and actually ends up beating her to death. Elliot escapes the dumpster, gets there, and holds his sister while she's dying. Why it had to happen like that, it doesn't even make sense. It was so graphic. And again, these kids are in high school. This isn't a book about grown adults making decisions. This is a book about teenagers. And I think that's why I had the hardest time with this. After his sister's death, Elliot decides he needs to bulk up, make sure that nobody can push him around. If ever somebody needs saving, he can be there and protect them. And I understand that part of it. I do like the fact that the bully ended up going to jail. Thank heavens for that. But after that, it brings on this whole nother issue, because then Elliot pulls away from everything. He stops spending time with his mother and basically cuts her out of his life, which doesn't really make sense to me if you're bulking up to protect her, but then you just don't see her. I don't get that. Anyways, Jasmine ends up coming back into his life. Again, this is years later. Now they're adults, and she comes back into his life after she just decided to cut her mother out of her life. Brittainy did use Jasmine as a way to bring the old Elliot back. For that tug of war, this tough guy that he's become isn't going to last if he's going to want to have these relationships. There's also several little mini storylines that do break off, and you're going to get a lot more information when you read the book itself. But for me personally, this book was unnecessarily dark. I'm the type of person who has a difficult time dealing with those types of issues, no matter what, even if they serve a real purpose in the books. And I do try to look at it objectively. Is this absolutely crucial in the storyline? And if it is, then that's on me. I have to get over it. In this novel itself, I felt like there was a lot of dark, unnecessary twists. From the beginning, where Jasmine is basically selling her body to pay for Elliot's safety, to Elliot actually being bullied, beaten, bruised, and then for him to lose his sister in front of him. I can't rationalize all those evil things happening in one novel. I can't enjoy something like that. On the other hand, I do know that there are people out there who like those types of movies and books, and are going to think I'm completely crazy for the feelings I have. So this review goes to those people who think and feel like me. And for everybody else who watched this review and still thinks this is something that they're going to be interested in, that's great. This will be perfect for you. This is just not something that's right for me. That being said, if you like this review, go ahead and like it. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, go ahead and put those down below or always email me. And if you want my reviews every week, subscribe. Thank you all, and I will see you again soon.